गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन जमुनातीरवनचारे जमुनातीरवनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्यमत इस डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON Deputy Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai। Navacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज में वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावित भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, glorious Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Bhagavad Gita. गुजराती कई वांधो नहीं तो बदा गुजराती थोड़ा छे हैं माताजी गुजराती न थे प्रभु जी भी गुजराती न थे आप भी गुजराती नहीं हो ये सभी उसी लाइन में एक बैठे हैं इसीलिए देखा
मराठी में तो गुजराती समझ आ रहा है नहीं मराठी गुजराती
पर हिंदी you will be able to understand you too Hindi no problem okay I'll speak Hindi from Gujarati Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, English is here. Now it's shortcut નથી તો. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 4, which is called Transcendental Knowledge. And text number 33. There are various kinds of sacrifices, okay? And they are all putting us on the higher and higher statuses of our, consciousness. Ultimately, it will make us liberated. So, there are all these different types of sacrifices are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. And in that verse, Krishna is concisely telling that ultimate aim of all different sacrifices is to lead for liberation. So, but there is a gradation which is better. Okay? So this particular verse tells us, Shreyan dravya mayad yajna yajnana parantapa sarva karma khilam partha jnane parip samapyate. Shreyan means greater. Dravya mayat, of material possessions. Yagyat, then the sacrifice. Jnana yagyas, sacrifice in knowledge. Parantapa, O chastiser of enemy. Sarvam, all karma activities, akhilam in totality. Partha, O son of Pratha, jnane in knowledge, parisamapyate, end. It's the conclusion where it should come. O chastiser of enemy, the sacrifice is performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pratha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. The purport of all sacrifice is to arrive at the status of complete knowledge, then to gain release from the material miseries and ultimately to engage in loving transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. That is in Krishna consciousness. Nonetheless, there is a mystery about all different activities of sacrifices, and one should know this mystery. Sacrifices sometimes take different forms according to particular faith of the performer. When one's faith reaches the stage of transcendental knowledge, the performer of the sacrifice should be considered more advanced than those who are simply sacrificial material possession without such knowledge. For without attainment of knowledge, sacrifice remain an material platform and bestow no spiritual benefit. Real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, and the highest stage of the transcendental knowledge is that without the elevation of the knowledge, sacrifice are simply material activities. When, however, they are elevated to the level of transcendental knowledge, and all such activities enter into the spiritual platform. Depending on differences in consciousness, sacrificial activity are sometimes called karmakanda, fruitive activities, and sometimes jnanakanda, the knowledge of pursuit of truth. It is better when the end is knowledge. So, here is the comparison of sacrifice in knowledge is far better. Means one should remain conscious of the what purpose the sacrifice is done. It's not how it is done. But if you do it with perfect knowledge, then sacrifice is worth. Yeah. Om ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshul militanyena tasmai Sri Guruve namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sapitam Chena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि श्री हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीर्ति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, by nature, sacrifice means for the pleasure of Krishna or Vishnu. Does not yield any karma bandha, bondage of the work. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunte mukta sangha samachara. For the purpose of satisfaction of Lord Vishnu, you must perform yajna. The receiver of our sacrifice is Yagyapati or Vishnu. And it's invoked in the form of fire. And our sankalpa, which is done, becomes an act of sacrifice. But there are two kinds of acts of sacrifice, for the pleasure of Vishnu and for pleasure of other than somebody than Vishnu. So, yajna is recommended to please Vishnu only. Then and then person can become free from the bondage of activities. Yagyarthat karmana anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Anything else other than the pleasure of Vishnu is going to become karma bandhana. Any kind of yajna, there are in the Vedas there are so many suggestions of different kinds of, but out of all the Vedas, that ends up into realization of the absolute truth is Jnana Yajna. Cultivation of the knowledge for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. So, to perform Yajna Dana Tapakriya Natyajyamiti. Never give up. Yajna Dana Tapakriya Pavanani Manishinam. They are purifying to the human mind. Otherwise, nobody will get out from the bondage. Impetus to get free from the bond of material, nature, that causes repeated birth and death. A human being is not supposed to undergo repeated birth and death. He has given intellect to understand this particular instructions of performance of yajna. Arjuna was advised to perform yajna as a sacrifice of and pure devotion. Sacrifice, do not become attached. But sacrifice doesn't mean tyag, means renunciation. There is difference between tyag and vairagya. Okay? So, vairagya will not only liberate, but at the same time it will promote you to love of Godhead. But tyaga is condemned. If you are tyagi, yet people will come in front of you. What will you do? Oh, no, I'm afraid of Maya. I do not need your donation on this and that. That is false tyaga. But who will be maintaining him? That is Mayavad philosophy. They do not become responsible for even themselves, and they want to show artificially that they are completely renounced. No. You cannot renounce. There is impossibility in renunciation. And what is required is detachment, not attachment to the material world. Detachment, but detachment cannot be forceful. Cannot be forceful. It's voluntary. So first of all, that people do not understand the necessity to become detached. Because attachment is the cause of repeated birth and death and a miserable life. Life after life of misery. Miseries are caused by ignorance. But in human form of life, that human intellect can understand the distinction between different kinds of yajnas performed for different purposes, and not everyone will be resulting the same. So, this yajna is also called akarma. The activities of performance of yajna is called akarma. They are not karma. Everybody is bound to act. Compulsory karmas are there. But yet they are binding. We have to become free from the activities of karma. So, Arjun would reject because there are no results I'm going to get it from it. Why should I perform in the first place? No. You will be bound by your nature. Rajogun will impel you. Rajogun has been endowed to human being. Rajo adhika karma para. This is the nature of human being. They are hyperactive. So the activities are going to end the result, and you're going to partake the result, then you are be bound up. But the same process devotees do for the pleasure of Krishna and offer all the results to Krishna. They are never bound up. They are always liberated. Guaranteed liberation is there. So, we need to understand that people of different mentality will end up doing different kinds of sacrifices. But in Kali Yuga, such sacrifices are not going to be meritorious, except Sankirtan Yajna. Yajna Sankirtanam prahe jayanti sumedasa. So we have to cultivate good intelligence. Good intelligence. Intelligence cannot become good if it is not helping to liberate from this Maya. So we have been given sufficient intelligence. Or even if we don't have any intelligence, Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tem yen mamupayanti. If we perform the activities of devotional service, always engage in serving me, bhajatam pritipurvakam, and just add some love in performance of devotional service to them, I will give sufficient intelligence by which they will come to me. What kind of intelligence do you require? Not to go back to Godhead? Or you want to go back to Godhead? The intelligence is to relieve all our problems of life, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. One must become anudarshi, means he should be a very keen observer, keen person to understand the material bondage called Maya and doesn't want to come under her clutches. So, we need to get that kind of knowledge that will liberate us. That will liberate us or give us eternal benefit or long-term benefit. That's called Shreya. And for that reason, we have to approach the spiritual master. Spiritual master is to be approached for ultimate benefit. Benefit should be there. Otherwise, what is the necessary? But everlasting benefit is tasmad gurum prapadyeta jigyasu sreya uttamam. Jigyasu, you are inquisitive, but for your uttama sreya. Uttama means udgataha tamaha iti uttama. One which is rising above the ignorance, means in the light of knowledge, completely intelligent. That is Uttam. The one who, આપણે ગુજરાતી કહીએ કે ડફોળ, આટલું બધું જાણે છે છતાં પણ અમલમાં નથી નાખતો તો ડફોળ જ કહેવાય ને. So that is not intelligent. He doesn't know what is the ultimate benefit and temporary benefit. For temporary benefit, you go to demigods even. They will give you. But that is not intelligent. Antavantu phalam tesham tadbhavatyam alpamedhasam. Alpamedhasam. Medha means intelligence. Alpa means meager, my little. Those who are small-minded, you cannot expect anything good for him because he doesn't do for himself. How is he going to do good for the others? So those are alpamedhasam. So devan devo yajo yanti madhyajino apimam. You check the intelligence now. Those who are worshippers of demigods, they will go to the places of demigods where they reside. But madhyajinopi mam, those who worship me, they will come to me. Do you think everything is equal? Or one is more an intellectual selection than the other? For petty benefits, we run to demigods. So the destination is also temporary. So antavantu phalam tesham, tad bhavatyam alpamedhasam. Alpamedhi. A human intellect is not supposed to be alpamedhi. Those whose life is geared only in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, that animals also do. But our intelligence should gear upon understanding the reality and coming out from the clutches of Maya, that is birth and death. So, mamupetya tu kaunteya dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. Mahatmana and Duratma. Mahatma and Duratma. Who is Mahatma and who is Duratma? Those who achieve me by worshipping me, performing devotional act, they will be free from the bondage of Maya, as well as they will be able to rise above and come back to me. This is the perfect and complete life of sacrifice called yajna. Yajna is also called sacrifice. You are sacrificing your ignorance. It's not a big deal, but it is intelligent. To sacrifice our ignorance is intelligence. We don't need it. So we have to act in such a way. Yajna dana tapakriya natyajyamiti. Never give up these three processes that are purifying, and the donation is also obtained for the purpose of purification, not to show somebody his stature in social milieu. No. It's for purification. Because if it is going to Lord Shri Krishna, then it's an act of sacrifice that pleases, and in that degree you will be liberated. So one has to give in charity for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. And Skanda Purana and other Puranas glorify the donation towards making a temple. It glorifies so extra that person who is donating for making a temple, his life is successful because it's a direct service to worship the Supreme Lord. So, such acts are purifying. Purification means from our ignorant state, it brings us to an intellectually understandable state for the purpose of life. Otherwise, those who are not intelligent, they do not know what is the purpose of life. You ask him, oh no, khao piyo maja karo. Rinam kritta dhritam pipe javad jivam sukham jivet. A Charvak Muni, he was an atheist, and he coined this. ગુજરાતીમાં કહે ને કે ઘી કેળા કરો. કેળું એકલું નહીં ખાવાનું, ઘી રોડી રેડીને ખાવાનું. ઘી કેળા કરો. Beg, borrow or steal. Just enjoy your life. This is the city of beg, borrow and steal. These transactions are every day going on here. But the temple is an act of sacrifice. And naturally, that will give an impetus for expediting our nature and become perfection. So, mamupetya tu kaunteya. Kunti Putra, by achieving me and going back home, back to Godhead, after liberation and pleasing me in devotional service, mamupetya, you will achieve me. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana. He will never get this dukkhalayam ashashvatam, means the material world which is temporary but filled with miseries. Napnuvanti Mahatmana. And they are called Mahatmas. They will never return. So that is the sansiddhim paramam gata, sum total of perfection in the human form of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. It's not difficult, but we have to, remove the ignorance and set up a pure flow of devotional service and thinking, feeling, and willing. All the three aspects. So, act of sacrifice means not for anybody else's pleasure, but for only Vishnu's pleasure. Yagyaihi vai Vishnu. There is no difference between Yagya and Vishnu. So, we are not karmakandis. In karmakanda, the performance of yagya is to invoke only fire god, who is the representative of Vishnu, but they would not call Lord himself. Right? So, such sacrifices are not much appreciated. They are petty, One has to become ready to sacrifice for the sake of pleasure of Guru and Krishna. And such impetus comes from the Guru. And Srila Prabhupada said, my Guru, he instructed me to preach in English, and if I have money, print the books. This is the only instruction, but you can see these instructions, when followed properly for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, then everything is revealed. So, this is a perfected faith that is obtained for going back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna consciousness is that, perfected. Otherwise, people who do not know what is the aim of the life, they do karma kanda and get reactions and back and forth, just like a person drowning in the ocean of material suffering. And then sometimes he gets dunked and he will be up. But how long that state of existence can be? A person who does not know how to swim in the ocean of material sufferings, how can he get out? So this is the process, that perform yajna for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Such knowledge is available through Guru Shishya Parampara, because the acharyas and pure devotees, they know what is the absolute truth, and therefore we approach to him. But we have to take up the process, the acharyas. And that is the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. These are all different activities of performance of yajna. Actually, Shravanam, if you are listening, you are putting attention to me. Somebody, if they become little loose and the mind goes away, so even though he pretends to listen, but he is not listening. All right? Kirtanam, participate in. You have to chant 16 rounds, everything. Don't sit idle, but life is cutting short. All right? Don't stay. Just become only listeners, but not perform. or execute the order of the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Like that. So, that is an act of sacrifice. I expect from all of you, because you have been regular and listening. Some are chanting, others may not be chanting, but we have to push up. The times are going to come worst. No improvement. However, we may have run away from India, but you can see turmoil is everywhere. So become devotee. Manmana bhava mad bhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru. Krishna is so kindly inviting, and we want to stay like stupid at one place. Doesn't understand. How much do you want? We cannot remain like zombies. We have to get inspired and perform. Chant Hare Krishna is the performance. Dance Hare Krishna is the performance. And prasadam time is almost there. So it is also performance. Right? But do all these activities and never give old habits of ignoring this instruction to make your life perfect. There's a lot to accomplish because it's your ultimate ever pleasing effort to Lord Krishna. That is Shreya. And this is the verdict of the Shastra. So the person should know what is the conclusion. That Acharya or the Guru is Shastre Parecha Nishnatam Brahmani Samupashrayam. He is not only dedicated to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna, who is Parabrahman, Upashrayam. You will stay near him, Upa Ashraya, near, just like Upanishad. This is Gita Upanishad. And you are supposed to learn sitting closer to the Guru. Upa means near. The near Guru. Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti tam jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. You have to approach. This is important, and even though you are invited by Lord Krishna to make a choice for your betterment, you can't say no to Krishna unless we are deep down sunk into Maya. Who can pull out? Or you know, but you do not want to act. It's like a person who is awake, but he pretends to sleep. Nobody can wake him up. So either this is our lethargy, and we have to come out from this. So, you have any question? Not to progress further? कितने सालों से हम, but we have not taken process. Take up. What do you have to lose? It doesn't cost money. Of course, money is required for everywhere, but it is not money against a commodity or status that we are going to achieve. No. Money is required everywhere. So we have to remain enthusiastic and improving or improvising our status of existence. We can't remain idle speculators or listeners like an audience. We have to practice. Is there any objection? Huh? I can say time is running out for me, but time is also running out for everybody. Why do we gamble that after a certain age, okay, if I am kicked out by Maya, then I will surrender to Krishna? No. If we surrender to Krishna, Maya has no jurisdiction over it. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tar Pravartan. Without the potency of Lord Krishna, you cannot even preach. But Krishna is so kind that anybody who takes his name is endowed with all the potencies. How much can you grab? You can grab as much as you can distribute. We are simply struggling with Bhagavad Gita's primary teaching. What about Srimad Bhagavatam? What about Chaitanya Charitamrita? What about the Goswami's literature? At what extent are you going to make yourself free? Just wishful thinking of going back home, back to Godhead and enjoy Ras Leela. It's a pie in the sky. You cannot get that. So we should not make fool of ourselves, but take up the opportunity to come and strike with knowledge that yes, what you are going to take is full of knowledge, and then you will become responsible. Otherwise, blindly imitating, when they are supposed to take the responsibility, they will balk away. So they are neophytes. But become knowledgeable. You will never be a neophyte. Madhyamadhikari, then you can advance more and more and more and more till you go back home, back to Godhead. हाथ ऊंचा करो, 16 माला कौन जपेगा? हैं?
Can you please explain to us the importance of taking initiation?
जोर से बोलो।
मुझे तो कुछ सुनाई नहीं दिया।
Maharaj, Hare Krishna, initiation લેવાનો તમે અમને importance બતાવો ને.
दीक्षा लेने
What is the importance of taking initiation?
Second,
First,
Hare Mapa. Soul Malana, soul rounds, 16 rounds means 108 times is one round, 16 means 1,728 Mahamantras to be chanted daily. A sankalpa levo pade. Sankalpa is an intellectual resolve. Those who are misguided to take the holy name in their mind, they are cheating themselves. Never do that. Only those who have controlled their mind can always chant, all right? And they are all Paramhamsas, they have access to chant in the mind. But we are practicing, we are sadhakas. So sadhana is the first and foremost important thing. But it should be well guided. So spiritual master is there. Then sadhana. Then association with the devotees, like that. Gradually grow up. There are 9 stages of growth and 9 processes of devotional service. So, to become initiate means to begin with. It's not the end. To initiate means one should, Prabhupada set up this particular standard, 16 rounds and 404 regulative principles. And so many devotees are doing it. What is wrong with us? We have to give up our weaknesses and become bold. That is a gain or loss, tell me. Huh? So don't become miser. Your life is full of value systems. Huh? These are the only two requirements. Be regular. Then you will gradually grow and grow and grow till you reach, come back to Godhead. We do not have direct access to know Lord Krishna without understanding the divinity of Him. બીજું કાંઈ નહીં. એટલે બધું જીવનમાં એવા બધા બહુ આપણે ઘસાયા હોઈશું, નકામા ઘસાયા હોઈશું. એક ભગવાનને માટે આવું ઘસાવાનું તો વોલન્ટરી થઈ જાય. 16 માળાનો જપ કરવાનો. ઓ મને શરમ આવે બહાર જતા, ને એ બધા મનની જે નબળાઈ જે છે ને એ બધી દૂર કરવાની છે. Chant, then happily take part in dance, and then take prasadam. Prabhupada કહે કે I'm teaching only 3 things. ચોથી કઈ વસ્તુ શીખવતો નથી. He doesn't teach anything fourth. Only 3 things: chant, dance, and take prasadam. When you are tired, again, take more prasadam, but chant, dance, to support your activities, spiritual activities. Go ahead. If others who are non-believers, they can accept this process, what is wrong with us? We have been growing in the culture, but we are so much overwhelmed by Maya. Nobody can deny it. Come out from this griha andhakupam. Vanaprasthas are not supposed to stay in the house. They should go on the pilgrimage. Take your wife with you. But learn. You are retired not for idle life.
Guru Maharaj, so 2 questions. So what happens if you don't take an initiation, and why should you take a second initiation?
Okay. To initiate means to begin. It's not the end. And the reason for initiation is that if you are serious about the value system of your life that is spiritual, then you must become spiritually realized. It is said that one who passes his life without knowing the Atma Tattva, that is the failure. That is called failure. Failure is what is that word? Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma jadendriya pritrine apnoti na sadhu manye atmanoyam asannapi kleshada asadeha parabhavasya abodha jato javanna jigyasam atma tattvam. If one has not cultivated the inquisitiveness to know the self-realization. Then parabhava means failure. So javat kriya tavad manobhi karmatmakam eva sharir bandhana. Our karma becomes the cause of our bondage. We do not know even what is right and wrong, and we are impelled by performing activities that are not even suggested in our culture. Tanunam pramatta kurute vikarma. Pramatta means maddened, and vikarma means not which are suggested activities for betterment of our life. So we become obsessed with like nunam pramatta kurute vikarma. For what? Okay, jad indriya priti. The senses are dead senses. It's only consciousness make them alive. And we abuse that consciousness for jadendri priti, for the pleasure of dead senses. Tana sadhu manya atmana. For the self, it is not advisable. Why? Asat api kleshada asadeha. Even the body is temporary, is asat. And kleshada, the body is the source of miseries, not pleasure. Pleasure is simply a pie in the sky. There is nothing like pleasure in the material world. Because it's asat. It's temporary, it's cheating. So, if it is a cheating mechanism, how can you succeed to get pleasure in it? We have no right to change the system. It's already set by Krishna. So, nunam pramatta kurute vikarma jad indriya pritrinati na sadhu manya atmanoyam asat api kleshada asadeha. So, parabhavasya bodha jato. The failure is sure. Abodha jato. As long as you remain ignorant of what? Atma tattvam, your self-realization. So you depend upon your activities only. Yavat kriya, tavad manobi. Somehow or another, your mindset will become absorbed in that such activities. And karmatmakam eva sharir bandhana. It's becoming the bondage of ignorance. Sharir bandhana. We are not these bodies. We are spirit soul. That's why we call it's a possessed body. That's why we call my body, not I the body. Why do you say my body? It's your possession, but temporary, right? But then, where is I? So, that is the part of absolute truth. You are absolute truth, but you are ignorant of it. For that purpose, you have to approach a spiritual master, take initiation, first initiation. Because of Kali Yuga, only holy name is the medium that is purifying us. So therefore, the first initiation was introduced. Otherwise, in other 3 yugas, only Brahminical initiation was called the initiation. But Kalo Shudra Shambhavan, everybody is born Shudra in Kali Yuga. Janmana jayate Shudra, Karmana jayate Vipra. By our activities, we will be known who we are. A Brahman will always work in the mode of goodness. Kshatriya will work in the mode of passion. Vaishya will work in the mode of passion and ignorance together. And Shudras, they will work only in ignorance. But everybody has access to come out from this physical statuses of being. But chant Hare Krishna, even Shudra can chant and rise above the platform of the bodily conception of life. That is to be learned, that is to be gained, and our life will be successful. That's why second initiation, a Brahminical initiation, to cultivate the culture of Brahman. A Brahman must be Shamaha, Damaha, Tapa, Shaucham, Kshantir, Arjavam, Evacha, Jnana Vijnanamastikyam, Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Swabhavgat. These are the activities of mode of goodness. And he has to cultivate. Shama means control of the senses. Dhamma, control of mind. Shaucham, Suchi. Shaucham means Suchi. Suchi means purifying. Always remain purified externally as well as internally. The Brahman Diksha में गायत्री मिलेगी मेडिटेशन के लिए, इंटरनल meditation के लिए मिलेगी. But there is a system which is including Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatri ki Vidhi. Bhagavad Vidhi depends upon the holy name only, and Pancharatri ki Vidhi is corresponding activities of performance of sacrifice, Yajna Vidhi. That is Pancharatri ki Vidhi, where the aim is to please Lord Vishnu. You are going to give a promise for lifelong vow of chanting 16 rounds without fail. Do you think it's an ordinary vow? No. But they are brave people who understand, wants to progress from the lethargy of ignorance. Sensitivity is required. If we are too much attached to the bodily conception, we will never listen. और एक कान से डाला दूसरे से निकाल दिया. But that is not the process. Bhavanti radkarana rasayana katha. You must listen carefully and enter into your heart. Don't even look at the nitty-gritty of verifying through the cerebral sphere that you are intelligent. No, intelligence does not come inside. Even though it is measured on the brain size, what they call. Man is said to be more intelligent because it has 36 ounces of brain. And women, they have only 32 ounces of brain. So they are called less intelligent. But no. That was a scientific joke, in fact. But because they are oh, who says that? Sacho? Kotu?
Woman has a more intelligent brain than man.
Are the girls score higher? No, really. They are toppers in the school and high school. So they must be more intelligent, right? But the Shastra is telling something. Yes, because or their bodily configuration, the psychological configuration, they are dependent. Man is not dependent. Therefore, every woman must be protected by a man, a father in the childhood, husband in the young age, and son in the old age. But retire from the bodily conception of life. You have every accessibility. Actually, everywhere, the ladies are more in number attending the dharmic classes. I think, no, here is equal. But in every religion, they are more inclined. गिनती करो बराबर है?
दो ज्यादा
हैं?
है माता जी दो ज्यादा
ओ माता जी 2 ज्यादा है देखो.
You are counting.
Eh?
Why count them? Give it to
Woman
them.
using both of brains, small brain and men use only one brain. That's why they have a more accident than women.
Okay.
What is that? No.
Men are accident.
Sambhala, just listen this. Krishna is telling, I have invested myself in men in only one. That's called Paurusham Nrushu. Only one quality, ability in men. But he says in 10th chapter, 38th verse, it is saying, Mrityu sarvaharascha udbhavascha bhavisyatam. I am the death personified. I take away everything. But I am also the source of the future. Udbhavas bhavisyatam. I will manifest everything back. But I am invested in 7 different traits in women. Mrityu sarvarahasyaram udbhavascha bhavishyatam kirti shri vakcha narinam smritir medha dhritikshama. Oh my God. It is the nature of the soul to acquire these qualities. Krishna says, you have easy access. But if you want to compete with men, then even men can cultivate these 7 qualities if they want to. Why? Because after all, Jiva is Shakti, not Shaktiman. Jiva is female in nature. Out of the modes of material nature, he is impelled to play like a male or female. But everybody is female in front of Krishna, isn't it?
Yeah.
तो फिर?
This question
Eh?
I asked the
No, but the important point is that whether male or female Krishna is available to everybody. Why don't we progress towards his availability? That is important point. Away, are you inspired to live a straight life?
Maharaj, beyond the second initiation, or the Brahmanical initiation, the second one, are there further initiations of the further steps?
Yes. There is a process for vanaprastha, but one may not need initiation. But the third one, that is sannyas, that requires only for preaching. So you have to have ability to preach, and then you will have to travel. You can't stay more than 3 days at one place. So you keep on moving. Since 1986, I have been moving on. I'm already coming to cross 81. Prabhupada did. At the age of 70, with a weak body. हमने महाप्रसाद चुरा चुरा के खाया है इसीलिए गुड बॉडी. No. Gopal Krishna Maharaj passed away. He is 2 weeks younger than me. And he left it. And when he left, he left so much for me to do on his behalf. So people, his disciples, Maharaj, please come here now. In India, that is the problem. In Vancouver I go, that was his zone. But we do our duty, we have to. But the idea is that sannyas is not given otherwise in Kali Yuga. It's forbidden. 5 things are forbidden. Ashwamedham, Gavavalambam, Sannyasam, then Pitrapalakai, and Devarena Sutatpattim, Pancha Kalau Vivarjayet. 5 things are forbidden. First is Ashwamedha Yajna, sacrifice of the horse. Gomedha Yajna, sacrifice of cow, forbidden. Sannyasam, forbidden. In the first 3 ages, sannyas was for everyone, those who want to aspire. But in Kali Yuga, Shankaracharya started, all right? So that was for preaching and invoking, because Shankaracharya has to do to kick out the Buddhism. He needed preachers. He needed preachers. So even though wrong philosophy, but it is Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachanna good Bauddham Maya te vihita devi Brahmana rupena kalina. He is telling in Padma Purana. In Vishnu Purana, Lord Vishnu orders him, hey, look, I took avatar of Buddha, introduce a wrong doctrine, nullifying the Vedic authority, but stopped the Pashu homams in the Yajna. Nindasi Yajna videaha sruti jatam sadaya radaya darshita pashugatam keshavadrita buddha sharira jai jagadisha hare. Right? The Shatar mein gaate hain. So Buddha, now Buddha became, after he gone, Buddha was gone, people became so much rebellious that those who follow Buddhism, they were killing those who are not getting converted into Buddhism. Means Hindus were turning into Buddhist. And Hindu temples have been razed. Hindu temples were destroyed by Buddhists. You can see the history. Buddhism was supposed to be kicked out by Adi Shankara. He was successful. But Nehru government brought Buddhists in exile from Tibet, and they are still, meat eaters and nefarious activities are going on. So Buddha comes with a purpose, and when the purpose is over, the Vedas has to be re-established that Adi Shankara did the job, but at the cost of atheism. Advaita Siddhanta is atheistic Siddhanta, not theistic principle. Aham Brahmasmi. I don't need anybody else. Tattvamasi, you do not know, but I know. Even Dada Bhagwan was telling this. You know Dada Bhagwan? Then there is half-cooked knowledge. Then anyway, The history says, અશોકે જેટલા હિન્દુને માર્યા છે તેટલા કોઈએ નથી માર્યા. કેમ? અહિંસા પરમો ધર્મ, અહિંસા સત્ય અને અહિંસા માટે બુદ્ધ ભગવાન આવેલા. એ ક્યાં ગયા? So in that sense, it has to be re-established, and Krishna devises how the theoretical as well as practical application of the Vedic principles which are in the Vedas, then it has to be re-established. And Shankaracharya was successful to establish the Vedic authority by kicking out Buddhists, but at the cost of putting everybody on the atheistic philosophy of making yourself God. Aham Brahmasmi. No? You are part of the Brahman. You can't be whole Brahman. So you can negate the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. They don't have that conception. But anyway, that this is an evolution, a gradual evolution of conviction towards the theism Ramanuja brought. After that, Madhvacharya came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. They have established all these books and other things are, given by the disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, besides Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. There were no temples in Vrindavan 535 years back. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent during that time the Goswamis to write the literatures. But these literatures are very definitive and progressive for ISKCON to follow that. So I have been taking classes every day at 5:30 in the evening, in English. So going beyond the routine of this chanting 16 rounds and 404. What about Jiva is desiring to go back home, back to Godhead, to Krishna, and then do what there? How would you generate the internal meditation? How would you be able to generate the feelings for loving Lord Krishna like parental love or conjugal love? It is accessible, but there is the whole science behind it. One of my god brother, he is writing the books. Very rare in ISKCON anybody is doing that, and we follow him. So every day, those who are at least 10 years in the first initiation, 10 years back, they have been routinely doing that. Now they are coming up and they are conversing with me. So it is a ongoing, further and further, till you go back home, back to Godhead. This is the process. Enita man changa to katharot mein ganga. Mayavadi, we do not entertain those things. So ISKCON is an educating institute, and for getting into the enrollment, you have to take initiation. You follow? So gradually you grow and you become more and more committed. તૈયાર થાવ જલ્દી. કઈ મુહૂર્ત જોવાનું હોય ભગવાનને માટે? મુહૂર્ત જોવાનું હોય? ચોઘડી જોવું છે? ગભરામણ શાની થાય? બોલો તો ખરા. કોને કીધું? અરે જોજો જોજો, સાંભળજો, સવારના 4 વાગે ઉઠો. 3 વાગે ઉઠો ને, 3 વાગે ઉઠો છે ને, હે, અને માળા કરવા બેસી જજો. નાવા ધોવાનું પછી રાખજો, કારણ કે માળા તમને જેટલી પવિત્ર કરશે તેમને સ્નાન નથી કરવાનું. એટલું બધું અંદર, અંતરથી અને બહારથી બંને જગ્યાથી તમને પવિત્રતા મળશે. એનો મતલબ એમ નથી કે તમારે ગંધાતા રહેવાનું છે. યુ કેન ડુ આફ્ટર ફિનિશિંગ યોર માઉથ. તમને 1.5 કલાક જોઈએ, બહુ બહુ તો 2 કલાક જોઈએ. આ 24 કલાકમાંથી 2 કલાક નથી કાઢી શકતા તમારા માટે? હા, વાડકીમાં પાણી લઈને ડૂબી મરવું જોઈએ. ઇસ્કોનમાં જુવાનીઓ વધારે જામે, કારણ કે એ લોકોને અક્કલ આવી ગઈ. ગરડાઓ બહુ ઓછા આવે, ને ગરડા આવે તો મારી પાસે જ આવે, બીજા કોઈ પાસે જતા નથી. કારણ કે એ બધા અમારા સગાવાલા જેવા થઈ ગયા બધા. હે,
English.
Speak in English.
Oh, no, don't worry. He is not old, so it does not apply.
It is not about, why I don't, I mean, if you really want it, why not try it even? They haven't tried it even, I will take a vow and try it. Even before trying, you are saying, oh, I might not have time. If you try it, then you...
No, we have to come out, because there is no discipline in our life. Disciple means you agree to follow the rules and regulations and remain under discipline. Without disciplined effort, you will not get to the target. Military is a discipline. If it is undisciplined, there cannot be military. Everybody has to be trained. We are also in the army of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have been trained and we are helping others to get trained. Like that.
I have feeling
Huh?
that when we go to Vrindavan, we can chant really good, no problem. Maybe this word, America, we cannot change.
Now,
Oh, because it's so hot?
It's so hot here, really.
Yeah, really? That should you do it, because if it is hot, you're not gonna go out, do nothing, turn the AC on and turn on.
ઇન્ડિયામાં પણ અત્યારે સખત ગરમી છે, પણ એરિઝોનામાં તો 110 છે. હે?
Here, 110.
But that, it's not a big deal. તમે ચૂરુ જાઓ રાજસ્થાનમાં 50 ડિગ્રી સેન્ટીગ્રેડ. હે? આ તો 47 ઉપર જ જાય છે. 110 એટલે 47 થાય. આ કેટલા થાય?
તો મારા લઈ કરવાના
બહાના જ બાજી છે બધા. નાચવું નહીં ને આંગણું વાંકું તેના. See, if you don't want to dance, you will find fault with the surface. Oh, it's not straight.
It's because we're bounded by karma. This Kalyug has so many karmas. You gotta, apne ghar chalao pare, apna family members nu jo pare, good. That's the only thing. But we chant in our heart. That's more than 1,738. We don't count. That's the only reason.
જો તમારે મોતી લેવા હોય ને તો તમારે ડાઈવ કરવું પડે અંદર. તમે કિનારે ઊભા રહીને જોયા કરો, બળતરા જ થાય, બીજું કાંઈ ન થાય. તો માહી પડ્યા તે મહાસુખ માણે દેખનારા દાજે જોને. હરિનો માર્ગ છે સુરાનો, નહીં કાયરનું કામ જમે. And this is miserliness and cowardice, that you cannot chant 16 rounds, cannot follow 4 regulative principles. This is cowardice.
Krishna is the doer, so Krishna assigned us so many karmas in Kali Yuga.
નહીં, but you are trying alone. Remain in association and you will be empowered. શ્રદ્ધાનો જન્મ ક્યાં થાય? એસોસિએશનમાં જ થાય. અને શ્રદ્ધા આગળ પણ વધે તે એસોસિએશનથી. પણ એસોસિએશનમાં ભજન ક્રિયા થતી હોય તો તમારે પણ ચાલુ જ કરવી પડે ભજન ક્રિયા. ખાલી બેસી રહે, હાથ હલાવ્યા કરતી ના ચાલે. માળા પકડવાની, લાવવાની, જ્યારે ફુરસદ પડે બધા તો માળા કરવા બેસી જાય, ભગવાનની સામે કરે. આ બધું ઇન્સ્પિરેશન મંદિરમાં થાય. એટલા ખાતર મંદિર બાંધવામાં આવે. કળિયુગમાં નહીં તો મંદિર બાંધવાના હોતા જ નથી. There is no temple worship recommended in Kali Yuga. It was of Dwapar Yuga.
Guru Maharaj, only one fasting every day fulfill. अगर एक चीज का फास्टिंग करे तो चैंटिंग हो जाएगा. सिर्फ फोन का अगर फास्टिंग करे चैंटिंग हो जाएगा.
फोन भी आईफोन चाहिए.
फोन का फास्टिंग मीन्स फोन में रील होता है ना.
So why are you giving me another phone? He is teaching me. He has 2 phones. I have 1 phone. He said, Maharaj, I have another phone. I'll give you. I said, why?
Maharaj, there is in the temple, people are designated depending on, are you an iPhone user or are you an Android user? Even devotees say, iPhone, what does that have to do? iPhone is the problem. iPhone, it says I.
रील चलाने के लिए हमारे पास टाइम होता है, बट जब के लिए टाइम नहीं होता.
वो फोन की बात है ना.
ये प्रॉब्लम.
फोन को मारो गोली. Can you keep away from phone one day?
This is fasting.
1 hour, one day, 1 hour.
Everything goes in the phone, even in and out and the break and everything is in the phone. How can we learn the phone at home?
ચાલો હવે હું પૂછું, કેટલા જણા માળા કરવાના? હાથ ઊંચા કરો. 16 માળા. જય, મૂકી દીધા હાથ. Okay, how many are willing to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Everybody will be. So how many rounds you will be able to chant? All right. Who is going to chant 16 rounds? But you are already initiated. Tapir?
I'm already chanting.
But you are already initiated. Then?
Yeah, I'm just saying that. They see the thing is excuses. I don't want to even try it. Try it without initiation. You don't have to try it and see it. And I can tell you people who say, oh, I have so much work.
ચાલો 8 માળા કેટલા કરવાના? વાવ, તમારો નંબર લાગી ગયો.
આને નહીં લગા.
Okay, and now listen, when I come next time, you should be chanting 16 rounds. Himmat rakjo. Make a target. So she is bold enough. Tame?
I'll try.
Eh?
When you come next time, I'll try.
16?
Yeah.
Good. No dirako. All right?
वो लिख रहा है.
What is preventing you, Prabhus?
Yeah, especially retired Prabhus, Dadaji,
You are not going to get benefit from your children who are chanting or this or that. You have to do your own
You have to develop your own credit.
You have to fly your own aeroplane, Prabhupada says. Right? પાણી ના પીધું ને ગ્લાસ પૂરો થવાનો.
ક્યાં છે? મહારાજ બોલે થઈ ગયા.
Anyway, but the point is that please progress. Don't sit idle. The time is running out. Time and tides never waits for anybody. क्या हुआ?
सब बातें अगर हमें सुनाई नहीं देते.
હિંમત રાખો. કેટલી માળા કરશો? How many? હે?
That's good.
Start slowly.
4,
2.
16.
He will start from 2.
That's okay.
એ તો 10 મિનિટનું કામ છે. બસ એટલું જ.
20 minutes.
પછી બાકીનું હિચકે ઝૂલવાનું.
ISKCON નથી આ દેશમાં.
ગળપણ આવે એટલે ઇમરજન્સી આવે એમ કે. The real emergency we have to face, the bugle, when we will have to be forcefully going away. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajantyante kalevaram tam tam tameveti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. At that time you will not remember Krishna. But if you are performing devotional service, starting from Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all these, then Krishna will remember, even if you cannot remember, and you will be promoted to further ranks. So, get something of spiritual assets with you. Spiritual assets are more important than material assets, which are going to be of no use to save you. So we have to accumulate spiritual assets. બહુ મોટી મુસાફરી કરવાની ભાતું તો બાંધવું જ જોઈએ ને.
Krishna will come and pick you up, not John Raja નહીં આવશે, આપણા માટે કૃષ્ણ આવશે pick up કરવા.
Yeah. I think everybody is
Next
so
year.
serious, they have been listening until 9.
Okay?
So I think everybody is very serious and everybody is going to chant. Initiated or not initiated, they're going to chant. And they will find out for themselves whether they are chanting or not. જે લોકો એમ કહે છે ને કે આ તો કહે છે they should chant too.
ચાલો નશંગ પ્રેયર કરી દેવાનું. ઓલરાઈટ? તું કા હું આરતી કરી દઉં.
गुरु महाराज आरती एक आचमन कर दो. जय नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, शिल प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल. Pauji, can you give lighter? जला दो जला दो. आगे वाला फास्ट वन एक साथ में. हाँ यस, और रखो उस साइड से रखो ना. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय,
प्रहलाद लाद दायिने प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकशि पूर्वक्षः हिरण्य शीलटाङ्कानखालये तो नशिमा पर तो नशिमा बंद कर दो खोलो यत यत यामित हाथ धो लाओ यत यत या